Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation.
All right. Look at us. We're here. Holy shit. It's actually pretty crazy because, to be honest, I wasn't really sure if anybody even took the DCEU and Warner Brothers serious anymore. I know I didn't. To keep it real, I didn't even know that there were scheduled announcements from James Gunn himself coming up until like 3 days ago. It's truly baffling that characters of this magnitude and recognition are at the same point as Star Wars with such extreme apathy with the fans. I could easily go on this long ass soliloquy explaining every detail to how this went down and how we're even at this point, but I mean, we all know. There's no point of beating a dead horse. Wait, can I even say that on YouTube? Relax, PETA. It was just metaphorical. So let's just get to the elephant in the room. Ah, oh, fuck. That's another animal reference. Trust me, I'm good.
Yeah.
Anyway, the DCEU was hard shit. Born in 2013 with only a mere lifespan of a decade, which is absolutely pitiful when you actually think about it. Releasing a total of 10 movies and I guess technically 3 more until the actual DCEU dies and then the DC James Gunn universe starts. All ranging from films that were so shit that they needed to be rebooted within that short 10-year lifespan in the Suicide Squad and the Justice League. Like, holy shit. Imagine that happening twice in the MCU in a matter of a decade. Like, what an absolute embarrassment. To truly forgettable formulaic Pop-Tarts of films that were so bland, one-note, poorly scripted, and so detached from your memories that you forgot that they were even there, like Aquaman and Birds of Prey. Rushing a Justice League movie without any proper setup or planning whatsoever, and leading to maybe one of, if not the biggest struggles for power and direction over a franchise that I've ever seen in my life, with the Snyderverse and the anti-Snyderverse. A studio truly so shit that it managed to have possibly the most popular and world-renowned superhero known to man, for maybe the exception of Spider-Man or Batman, with Superman and only being able to squirt out a wet fart of one Superman film. But as Kylo Ren taught me, it's time to let the past die. Kill it if you... Sorry, I cut out a lot of the laughing there. I couldn't even get through that even if I tried. The point is, we have the DC James Gunn universe now, and while not to fully contradict myself already, after the mild success of the rebooted Suicide Squad movie, which is probably my favorite movie out of the entirety of the old DCEU, I wasn't mad at the pick whatsoever, and honestly, if there was a way to compute something like this, I would dare say that he was the right man for the job. With only the news of Henry Cavill not returning as Superman being the only real blemish on his short tenure so far. And it's not to say the decision wasn't a confusing one, I'm just not necessarily married to the idea of Henry Cavill being Superman. I mean, let's be honest, we had one film of the man and really only appearances in other shitty ass films. The potential of his Superman is the only thing I think people were truly clinging on to, and I'm pretty sure there's a saying for that, like, right people, wrong time. Maybe I have that backwards. Nonetheless, it wasn't going to work out, and I'm ready to see James Gunn's vision, the new vision, and I don't really understand the outrage of not wanting to see that play out. But my bad, I just ranted there like I was talking about Star Wars or Boruto, so let's get into these announcements. Alright, so James Gunn just announced his start plan for the Gunn universe. Yes, I think that nickname might stick around. Maybe, we'll see. With 10 total projects announced, the new Phase 1 titled Gods and Monsters, again ranging from projects that we have already known and will clean house of the old like The Flash and Aquaman 2, to projects from future movies, TV shows, and even animated projects, really going all out here in Phase 1. From characters that are known and beloved like Superman and Batman, and even somebody like Supergirl and the Lanterns, to characters that more fit the mold of Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Lesser known characters casually wise, but with the vision of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, something that really shouldn't be an issue. So let's talk about them. And remember, this is just me, the projects that I'm interested in, and the thoughts that just came to my mind like the rest of you. So let's start off with Batman, the Brave and the Bold. If you're returning here, then you already know that Batman is my favorite superhero all time. And while for some I can see this being an issue, for me, the possibility of having two Batmans that I actually enjoy watching from two different visions sounds incredibly awesome. My first initial thoughts came from the story that was chosen, though. Two things. I'm with James. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin personally, even though I think we're in the minority. And while I can admit that I don't read a lot of the comics,
Me making slanderous accusations.
if you keep up with the DC animated universe, it's pretty easy to understand why he could possibly be a fan favorite. But at the same time, there were two Robins before him in Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. And don't get me wrong, I could have this wrong, but why skip over those said stories just in order to rush into the one that you like most? Now, canonically wise, in this new rebooted universe, James Gunn pretty much has free range. So if the timeline just doesn't fit in, if executed right, it really doesn't matter. So that's not to say that Dick Grayson and Jason Todd have just been written off completely, or that their storylines are going to already been played out by the time these movies come out. I mean, how could they? The two characters simply have too much story and development, not only within the overarching DC universe, but in the Bat family and the Batverse in general, with the two characters becoming Nightwing and Red Hood, respectively. So that's not to say I'm not excited for Damian, because trust me, I am. I just don't want those other storylines to be underdeveloped or, say, scrapped in general, just for the sake of higher interest. Another obvious issue is the age of this specific James Gunn Batman. I said it previously, this is Batman's third Robin, not even including Brenda's Batgirl. So it doesn't really correlate with having a younger Superman with an older Batman. And while I mentioned before that James pretty much can just change the specific continuity to, say, hypothetically, make Damian the first Robin, it's a tight line to walk on when introducing your Phase 1 characters without any type of security blanket of integrity to fall back on. Again, though, as someone who's never seen a Robin on the big screen, my excitement for Batman, the Brave and the Bold are pretty up there. And now, since we mentioned him, we might as well talk about Superman next. I've already stated most of my thoughts about the Henry Cavill situation and whatnot, but I like Superman. As someone who watches anime, I enjoy the trope of the OP hero, which Superman is exactly that. If you're broken, that's dope. I like that. And with building a franchise around this new Superman, a younger actor is 100% the way to go. It just makes sense. It all just leads back into the dynamic of Batman and Superman, the most interesting and iconic duo to ever be put to paper. Truly opposite characters in power level, character traits, and mindsets, but still finding a way to work together to protect, maintain, and shape a more secure future for Earth. But in reality, those are really the only problems or questions that I have. It all just goes back to the fact that I've only seen one Superman movie in my entire life. And while Superman and Superman Returns and Smallville were all out when I was just a mere lad, Henry Cavill is really my Superman. But as I said before, I'm not married to that idea whatsoever. So congratulations to said unannounced guy that has to fill those shoes. Couldn't be me. But we're going to see it all play out in 2025. And lastly, I'll just combine these three to make it one collective rant. Let's talk about Swamp Thing, Lanterns, and Supergirl. So first, I don't know anything about Swamp Thing. To be honest, I thought he was a villain up until James Gunn's announcement. Please don't slander me for that.
Me making slanderous accusations.
And really, I have no idea why I'm so excited and why that one single announcement stuck out to me more than the others. It just seems so creative, and with a character that the masses don't really know about, it's just new, and I feel like that's something that has been dramatically missing from the sphere of shit town that we know as Hollywood. Also, the fact that James Gunn described it as a dark horror origin story, and I don't know, I just imagine the show on HBO Max already being so dark in tone and lighting, kind of like the House of Dragons. But I decided to combine these three because for lanterns, it's more or less for similar reasons. As with the younger Superman, I see the vision of making lanterns a TV show instead of a featured film, which I know is kind of turning a lot of people off. But I guess the aspect of 10 hours of development compared to the 2 or 3 hours, the Lantern Corps is just a huge universe within a universe to tackle. And unlike the MCU, I appreciate much, much more that the new James Gunn universe is going to tackle some world building, especially with the added touch that they're not going to be only exploring not one, but two fan favorite Lantern characters with the original Hal Jordan and then the boss man himself, John Stewart. It's just a huge pill to swallow if not given the proper time. And while the argument for a trilogy is, well, an argument, the movie structure I don't think will do the community of the Lantern Corps justice. And I mean, that's really all we want. Lastly, we have Supergirl, an already described more grizzled character, so you can expect a more of a plank character trope in the Gunn universe now. Yay.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
I'm just kidding, Plank. You know I love you. The reason why I still do have intrigue for Supergirl is because, well, I just gotta hope that James Gunn is no dumbass. We have a pretty solid sample size of female characters that James Gunn has written, like Gamora and Ratcatcher, to just know that you can make compelling characters that are women without making the fact that women are their characters. And again, I like the character trope of being broken, and if executed with even the slightest bit of grace, who cares if it's a woman that's a broken character compared to a man? She's Supergirl, and we'll have Superman anyway. It's just two broken characters, and I'm down for that every day. There were a bunch of other announcements, including stories like Waller following Amanda Waller, who I actually like and call her Lady Fury, because at least through the shit show that was the DCEU, at least Viola Davis kept me up with some craft and integrity, as well as the Authority. I don't know who they are. Seems like the boys, but cosmic, I guess, so maybe that can be cool. And then a bunch of random other things that I'll just watch when they come out, because I don't really give a shit to talk about them now. So, sorry, Wonder Woman Land and Loser Boy from the future. I will see you in a couple years. But there we go. We have the Gunn universe. Again, the name is still in question, but I mean, we got time. And now, we got some plans. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I did mention before, but these are just my thoughts. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments because, like I said at the beginning, look at us. Who would have thought we would have been here? But again, thank you guys for watching, and otherwise, that's all the words I got for you today. Bye.